Welcome back to Conscious Reality, where we speak on love, relationships, and spirituality. Well, today we're going to speak on relationships, specifically about the beginning stages of relationships, how we mess up the flow that leads to a healthy relationship, the things that we do, the mistakes that we make that we're not aware of sometimes, about how we screw it up. And then we blame the other person, or we blame in the name of relationships on I hate dating, I hate relationships, they never work, people are too difficult. I want to tell you things that we do to screw it up that we might not be aware of. But before I begin, make sure you subscribe right now, because this information right here, you're gonna need it. Also, make sure you like and comment in the bottom. I want you, when you hear the one that you think that you do, if you're honest with yourself, when you hear the thing that you do in this list, I want you to comment it. And it's okay. Just be aware of the things that we do so we can fix ourselves and learn. Okay? So, things that we do that screws up the flow of a healthy relationship, the flow of energy, a healthy relationship. Let's go. You all ready? Let's go. Number one, we talk too often. When we first meet somebody, I know we are excited. I know we want to see them, we want to speak to them, but you have to limit yourself. Don't go based on a feeling of always want to speak to them, because people can get tired of you. People can get tired of talking to you. Pace yourself. So when you speak to somebody on a regular basis, when you want to hear from that person all the time, you want to text and you want to call, sometimes the other person gets annoyed. They get tired because they have a life. They had a life before they met you. You have a life too before you met them. Understand, people don't like talking that often. You gotta chill. It's a big turnoff sometimes when you always want to hear that person's voice, and the person sometimes is busy, the person is at work. Listen, stop talking too regularly. Stop talking too often. Get a life. I'm just saying, get a life. Become occupied with your own life so that you don't have to constantly want to validate yourself by hearing their voice, by talking to them all the time. I know you miss them, but give them time to miss you too. Okay? The second thing that we do is that we see that person too often. See, when we, like again, when we meet somebody, we are excited. We like them, the newness of the relationship. So in your emotions, you want to see them all the time. I want to see you. Can I see you? Can I see you? You want to be around them all the time. Stop. Don't do that. Pace yourself out. Again, be occupied with your own life. You have children, mind your children. You have business, mind your business. Nobody wants somebody who is always too available. It's not attractive. Stop being too available. What the hell were you doing before you met me and before I met you? Continue doing those things. Make me miss you. Because when you keep seeing somebody in the beginning, after a while, it will stop. It will slow down. And when it slows down, something is wrong. You think something is wrong. Take your time. Make that person miss you. They want to be around you more when they miss you. Trust me. Number three, moving too fast. We can screw up the flow of energy in a relationship when we move too fast. The truth is, many of us, we're ready to give our bodies before we give or connect the mind and the spirit. When you give the body too soon, people lose interest, especially in a man's perspective. Understand, when a man just meets you, his testosterone is speaking. He sees sex, he sees a physical attraction, he sees procreation, he sees the body. My testosterone begins to speak and it begins to elevate. If I'm not connected to you yet physically, I mean spiritually and emotionally, if I connect to you physically and you let me do what I want to do, after a while, when my testosterone sense of experience that curiosity, when I hit, I just lose interest. Many times he lose interest because he don't see you anymore. He have no need to connect. Many times that's what happens. Not all the time. And it's not all men. Not most men, but a lot of times this happens. Don't move too fast. Slow down. That person ain't going nowhere. They've been single for a couple of years. They ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. Slow your ass down. Slow your roll. You ain't got to force and rush it. They're gonna still be there. Number four, one of the biggest turnoff is when you go and date someone and all they talk about is their past. Their ex, what their ex did, how their ex did them, how many exes they had, how many people they slept with, how they slept with them. Talking too much. When you talk too much, people don't want to listen anymore. People like a little bit of mystery. You gotta be a little mysterious. Because a mystery, even when you're watching a mystery on TV, your eyes are stuck on the camera. I mean, on the screen. Your eyes are stuck on the screen. You want to see what's come next. You want to see what happened next. So you go to the next episode, because they give you a little bit to just wait for, to look forward to. You have to do that too. Stop giving everything in the beginning, because after a while it dries up and it gets boring. Be a little mysterious. Everybody want to speak about their entire life. How you grew up, when you grew up, who hurt you, when did they hurt you. That's too much. You overwhelm the other person. I know they listen and they are pretending to listen to you like they care, but at that point they're not in tune with that yet. They want to know you now, not you in the past, not what your ex did, not how she did it, not how much time she cheated, not how many times he cheated, not how many times he disrespected or abused you. Nobody wants to hear that. Save that. Space that out evenly for the next 10 years, because if that's what your relationship is, tell them a little bit at a time. Don't tell them your whole life story. Talking about, I put everything up front. No, don't do that. These things is not, these things are science. It's psychological. If you tell me all your stuff, I'm good. I'll pass. Just be careful. Number 5, ain't nothing worse than a complaining person. A complaining energy. Many of us, we meet somebody, we get too comfortable too quick, and we want to complain every day about work. You call them to complain about your baby daddy, your baby mama, your bills, your money. You complain about your boss. You complain about what happened today, how you stumped your toe. You complain, and it's very unattractive. When you complain a lot of times, because people just like to put things on the other person because you think that's what they're there for. No, they're not ready for that. You should have a welcoming spirit. See, when you first meet somebody, your spirit should be open and welcoming and say, listen, I'm happy, I'm joyful. And when you have the energy, people want to be around you. When you're complaining all the time, and it's not about, so you tell me I should never complain. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be smart about it. You ain't got to complain. Just because you're dating somebody, they don't owe you a listening ears about your problems and all your issues. Have common sense. Quit the complaining stuff. It's time to grow up. Deal with your stuff. Number 6, one of the things that destroy the flow of information or the energy or in relationship is demanding somebody to do something in the beginning. Sometimes we demand people to do this, to take you here, to take you there, to say this, to treat you this way, to buy you this. You can't demand things of people in the beginning. See, in the beginning stages, it's time to observe, not demand. You observe what they are doing. You observe to see their lifestyle. You observe to see what they're doing so that you know what they would rather do. It's not your time to ask people to change this, fix this. No, in the beginning, 2, 3, 4 months, it's your time to just pay attention. And if you don't like what you see, what you're observing, get the hell out. Leave. Don't come back. Say, this is not for me. But we demand people to do all these things in the beginning. Stop being demanding. It's this time that you should be appreciating. Appreciate their time. Appreciate their effort. And if it's not enough, and if it's not for you, let them go. Walk away. But don't demand stuff. That demanding stuff is too much. That's very ugly. It's very unattractive when you begin to, you know what, you should be doing this. What? What now? No. Wrong person. Number 7, rushing the other person. When you first meet somebody, many times we rush the other person. I remember I met this lady once. And we were talking for a few days. And one day was on the phone and she was like, I know you're going to fall in love with me soon. What? What? Trust me, you're going to fall in love with me. But you can say it now if you want to. What? Why are you rushing? Why do we rush? We rush relationships. We rush people to sleep with us, to be with us. Don't rush people into anything. Don't rush people into say they miss you. Don't rush people into, just relax. Take it slow. Slow is good. Rushing, you collide at that speed, head first, you pass out. This stuff gets boring very quickly when you rush. Don't rush people into saying I love you first. It's not cute. Big turn off. Especially a man. A man moves slower than a woman. Now, men move faster when he wants sex. Because when all he wants is sex, he moves faster. If a man wants relationship for real, he doesn't move fast. He doesn't move too fast. But a lot of times, if you know the man who wants to move fast is the man who doesn't want you. When you move fast and he move fast, both of you are just saying, "Hey, listen, whatever happens, happens." You gotta be careful. A lot of us move fast, especially as a woman gets older. You think your clock is ticking. You're ready to be with somebody and settle down. Relax, chill out. You don't have a clock. It's not real. I mean, you do have a clock, but I'm saying don't speed it up. Take your time. Don't overlook certain red flags just because your clock is ticking. You know what I'm saying? Don't miss what he or she is doing because your clock is ticking and you think that, well, the clock is more important. It's not. Be careful. Number 8, blaming or criticizing someone about their past, critiquing someone about their past. Nothing worse than if you open up to someone that you are dating, and that person says, well, you shouldn't have been there. I mean, why did you wait that in the first place? It's your fault. Or why did you have a baby with him or her? Like, why would you do that? Like, you slept with him? Why would you sleep? Like, that's disgusting. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Don't do that. Many of us do this. Many of us talk about the other person's past because the person opened up by feeling comfortable with you and you want to critique what they did, how they did it. It's not your business. You wasn't there. You don't know what that person was going through. And it's a big turnoff. If you critique me based on my past, I would be turned off. I probably won't even be around you anymore because I begin to assume that you are a judgmental person. And a lot of times that's how you are seen. You are judgmental. So people get turned off. Listen, if people feel comfortable to talk about their past with you when you first meet them or when you are with them, just listen. Just listen. That's it. Just listen. Not your place to interject your thoughts. It's not your business. It's their past. It's a very important one. This is a very important one. Number 9, this is a big turnoff when you ask for money, ask for favors, ask for things, ask for gifts. It's a turnoff. When you first meet somebody, what are you asking for? They don't owe you anything. What they have is not yours. You gotta chill with that stuff. These are things that we're not aware of that we do. Sometimes we asking for things that we shouldn't ask for. Now, many of us don't do this, fortunately, but some of us, you think that you are obligated to somebody's things. You gotta chill with that stuff. Be careful. So I won't harp on this one too long because many of us don't do it, but a lot of times we want favors. We want the loan. We want no, you don't. Number 10, expectations. Expectations. Expectation will screw up that flow. And then it screws it up with you. Sometimes we expect so much things and the other person don't know what you expect because they're not, they don't know what's on your mind. They don't know what you expect. Nobody knows what you expect. But you have the expectation. And all you do is get annoyed and frustrated and angry when the other person don't meet your expectations. Because your expectations is about you and it's for you. The only thing that you should expect is you. Is expect things of your own self. Not of anybody else. Because you will mess up your own flow. A person might be completely, perfectly fine, but here comes your expectation. You screw it up. You ruin a good relationship or a good potential relationship. A decent person. Be careful with your expectation. And lastly, you know one of the most unattractive things? Is when somebody is trying too hard. Have you met somebody who's trying too hard? Who tries so hard to be with you or to be liked by you or to be wanted by you? They're not even being real. They are not authentic. They're just there, just trying. And the more they try, the energy shows it. So you just turned off. You don't want them, you don't like them. You just like, oh, here we go with this stuff. This is one thing that we do. We get so desperate. We want what we want so bad. We want that person so bad that we try so hard. And there's nothing more unattractive than when somebody's trying hard. It seems like you're desperate. Nobody wants a desperate person. So relax. Listen, these are things that we might have done in our past. And some of them we might still be doing. These things might cripple us when it comes to relationship. We think that good people don't exist, good men, good women don't exist. Sometimes we do this foolishness and we don't even realize that it's all psychological. Cause and effect. What you might be doing might be causing somebody to not want to date you, to not want to be with you. And we have to be honest. So listen, look at this list and tell me, be honest. Go in the comment section and comment which one you might be a little bad at. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe and I hope you like and comment. Thank you all for being here. I'll talk to you guys later. Namaste.